Welcome, Elite members, to another Introduction to Fitness Elite lesson. Now, continuing from the last lesson, exercise arrangement process consists of the following. So it is important to understand which exercise you should do first, which ones you should do last. There's no golden rule once again, but these are a variety of different methods that you can use to arrange your exercise program. So let's start reading right here. Does the order of your exercises matter? It does. Proper exercise arrangement can save time and expedite goal attainment. Once again, the specificity principle will play a significant role in exercise selection. You want to be able to complete, just in case, all selected exercises during a single session. Some exercises take longer to finish than others, and therefore be aware of which exercises you select, and the time you have to perform them is crucial. Keep that in mind. For example, performing unilateral exercises will take longer than bilateral exercises. And here's a definition. A unilateral movement is a movement that's produced by one limb, one arm or leg, and a bilateral movement is a movement that's produced by both limbs working together, two arms or two legs. Starting your exercise sessions with power and core exercises followed by assistant exercises is a common arrangement used. It's an ideal arrangement because power and core exercises require more skill and energy and focus than assistant exercises. So look at the tabs below. These are not actual workouts. This is just like the structure of the general exercise form. As you would see here, power. That is not an actual workout, but it's showing the type of exercise. So this is like an arrangement right here that a program. So if you decide, hey, I want to do burpees or jump, explosive burpees with a weighted vest, that would require more skill. That's going to task your body a little bit more, and you wouldn't want to get super tired doing assistant exercises and core exercises, and then try and perform something that's a little bit more risky, and then you once again run the risk of getting injured because you don't have enough energy to perform it. So, of course, beginning with the warm up, always begin with the warm up. That's not shown here, but begin with the warm-up, and then you would move into performing something like this. Here's an exercise example. On this side, you have power clean, that is explosive, push press, that is explosive, so power, and that's the first two exercises that you would have in your program. After you get those out of the way, then you could focus on adding core exercises in, which would be the front squat. This is still more of a challenging exercise, but it's not as challenging as the explosive ones. So you can go ahead and put that in that format. Then you have bench. Then you have seated row. Then we have here ending off with the unilateral or single joint exercises: tricep push downs, wrist curl, seated heel raise, aka calf raises. And then here's other examples here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can get the point. As you see here, multi-joint. So multi-joint, we know that's more so core exercises, and single joint are more so assistant exercises. And as you see, the exercise type right here, and this is the arrangement, doing the more challenging, as you see, multi-joint exercises first, so you don't run the risk of getting injured. All right, and then once again, these are all kind of that's worded differently, but you get the idea. Large muscle group, and this is the purpose of wording them differently, so you kind of understand different perspective that you can view them from. So core, power, multi-joint, this is what they look like right here. And as you see, a lot of the exercises that you saw in the past ones, they are the same. It's just worded differently. Large muscle group, front squat, back squat, and all these are done first before performing the single joint exercises. Push, pull, and this is just a different variety. So push, pull, push, pull, push, pull. This is an alternating push-pull exercise. So especially for doing calisthenics, I'm a calisthenics athlete, so I prefer to structure my workouts by movements over like muscle groups. So what I mean by that is horizontal pushing, horizontal pulling, vertical pushing, vertical pulling, hip dominant, knee dominant, rotational, lateral, which you will learn about in the Introduction to Calisthenics program. I believe that's what it's titled, or the Calisthenics program. You will learn about that. If you have gone through that, you would have known about that already. So as we have here, lower body, upper body, this is just different ways that you can arrange your exercises in your program. If you do decide to create your own program and give it a go, this is all you need to know really as far as how to arrange the exercises. So remember, do the power, explosive, multi-joint, larger muscle group first before doing the single assistant exercises. And then there's just, you could play around with different arrangements here. But always remember the general rule is keeping. Now, it's not, you don't have to die by that and saying, hey, well, I'll never do an assistant exercise first. It's just it's best practice to do so. So that's the reason why I'm encouraging you to do it that way. All right, we're going to move on here. 5 and 6. Weights. Well, not weights. Weight, reps, sets, and volume. Now, this is crucial really in any program because you need to know the load. So if you see load throughout here, it's also interchangeable with weight, reps, sets, and volume. This is key right here in understanding how many reps you should do, how many sets, and the reason why you should be doing each. So weight and repetition selection consists of the following. Identifying appropriate weight can initially present a challenge, but it's important that you take the time to do this properly. And I'm going to tell you right now, there is a video below that does help. I'm just going to scroll down, how to find your maximum rep, your RM, and that will allow you to understand how much weight you should be pushing for your specific goal. So I just had to interrupt real quick to let you know. Weight refers to the amount of load you will be lifting for a number of repetitions. Repetitions refer to the number of times you will lift the designated weight. Volume refers to the total amount of weight, reps, and sets completed during a session. Remember that. Sorry, I left out volume there. Sorry, volume. Identifying the appropriate numbers for these factors will be determined in great part by your training goal. So we come back again to training goal. So no matter what your physical readiness level is, you do have a goal. And if it's to lose weight, if it's to get shredded, if it's to pack on muscle, these things will be determined by that goal. Understand this: lifting heavy weight for a low number of reps will develop muscular strength. Hear that? As in comparison, lifting a light weight for a higher number of reps will increase muscular endurance. Keep that in mind. The relationship between weight and reps, the lighter the designated weight for any exercise, the more repetitions can be performed. Remember that. If you have to go through this video 30 times for you to understand, and if you don't understand, go ahead and send a question and we will get that answered. In comparison, the heavier the weight, a less amount of repetitions can be performed. Repetitions, also known as reps. So if you see repetitions in a reps in a program, it means repetitions. They're the same. The amount of times a load, let me start from the beginning so you don't get confused. Repetitions, reps. The amount of times a load can be lifted during a set. Example, performing push-ups 10 times. So if you're doing push-ups 10 times, you're doing 1 push-up, 2 push-up, 3 push-up. The amount of push-ups that you do, that is the amount of repetitions. Now, after you take that rest, and then if you do, we're gonna get into that in the next. Let me not jump ahead. Set. A group of repetitions. There we go. That's literally what I was about to say. A group of repetitions that are performed consecutively. Example, performing push-ups 10 times, reps, with a rest period following the completion of that 10 reps would conclude a single set. Repeating this process would be considered a number of sets. Perform push-ups for 10 reps times 3 sets. Remember, so when you see that in a program, it should look just like this. When you see it in the program, just like that, you're going to understand what this means, right? Yes, you will. Volume, the amount of weight lifted in a workout session or the total number of repetitions completed in a workout session. Example, the total number of reps performed in each set times the number of sets. Don't let that go over your head. Remember, like I said, if you have to listen to this 3 or 4 times so you understand it. And of course, applying it will help you even further understand. You'll get it. Simple. Really that simple. Specifying volume in relation to training goal. So keep this in mind. This is what is very important as well. This is what will determine how many repetitions you'll be doing. Now, this is a program can have multiple. Generally, what I do, especially with my clients as beginners, we focus on building endurance first, light load, low risk for injury, working on using light load or body weight. If we're doing body weight, simplified variation, which you would learn by going through the specific programs here. So I'm not going to go into detail here in this program, but I'm sorry, in this lesson. But understand here, I'm going to have to fix this so you understand this right here. Goal. So the goal, this is the heading. The goal is endurance. If the goal is endurance or muscle growth or hypertrophy, strength, muscle growth is known as hypertrophy, just so you know, or strength. This is how, and then I should have put power here as well. Power, which when I update this, you're gonna see it on the actual screen. So I'm gonna just like talk like it's there. So the goal, if your goal is endurance, you should be doing 12 or more repetitions. Honestly, sometimes roughly 15 or more. That's really what I would kind of say, 15 or more, but 12 or more. I'm using this from, I got this from National Strength and Conditioning Association, which is who I have my certification with. So that is why I'm using this here. But it does vary from different scientific studies. But this is a good general rule is 12 or more, and then the amount of sets that you would perform when doing endurance, 2 or 3 sets. And that's more so like for a beginner once again. Now, if your goal is muscle growth hypertrophy, you want to pack on muscle. This is very important to understand. This is the ideal rep range to achieve that goal. So once again, if I have a client, I would tell them, hey, let's take it easy. For the first 4 weeks, we're not even really going to be looking to even touch that rep range of 6 to 12. We're going to be looking to focus on the rep range of the endurance selection there. But if you're here and you can do this, 6 to 12, and then the amount of sets that you perform is 3 to 6. Now, strength, if your goal is strength, you want to get stronger, that's the goal. 6 or less repetitions for 2 to 6 sets. And then your rest period, which we will be talking about in the next lesson, I believe, that's when you'll understand how this all comes together. How much time should you give in between each of these? Now, go ahead and watch this video once you're done watching this one. Don't skip anything here. I should have said that at the beginning, but if you made it this far and you have to go back again, go ahead and do it. Watch this video after you've completed this one right now, which we're about to finish right now. So as I say, see you in the next video, go ahead and watch this video.